Welcome everyone to our episode 49 with Siyan Tahori. We are going to talk about in this new episode behind the masks of the disease. It's going to be a very challenging episode where we are going to go behind the curtains of the disease in terms of science and in terms of the everyday stuff that happens in our minds when we feel sick. So in order to begin with this episode, I'm going to leave the word with Siyan so that she can introduce herself and talk about it.
Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Siyan. I started Ease of Mind. That's my current business today. A short while ago, and what I focus on is belief systems that people with diagnosed diseases have. So thoughts, beliefs, dreams. I was diagnosed 18 years ago, maybe a bit more than that. I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. So around January 2021, I was hospitalized for, I don't know how long, I don't really remember, but what I do remember is that I left the hospital and said, I'm gonna quit my job and I'm gonna write down all of my beliefs and I'm gonna conquer them all. And I'm gonna eliminate everything that's stopping me from healing. That's pretty ambitious, I know. And I wrote a book. Eventually it became a trilogy. I wrote a lot. It's endless beliefs and thoughts that people with diagnosed diseases have. And then I decided to open a podcast, a YouTube, a social media channel, basically to spread the word about these specific issues that usually only people with diagnosed diseases have. And today, me and David, we're going to talk about basically limiting belief systems that people with diagnoses have and how to maybe conquer them all. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, that's our challenge.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, David, you're a specialist in molecular biomedicine. Can you tell the people what it means?
Yeah, of course. Well, my major is in biochemistry, in engineering, and well, it is a broad topic. It is knowing the biology and the chemistry and the reactions that happen in our body. As it is an engineering, it gives you a broad spectrum of knowing not just the reactions that happen, but the architecture of how you can build also those kind of systems of health and reactions in your body and outside of your body, because creating a lifestyle is what it means. And the molecular biomedicine is mainly focused about knowing the medicine, knowing the microbiology, knowing the biochemistry, the molecular biology, all of those techniques, and now all the microscopic things that you can do to your body in terms of like editing the mistakes that probably can have, or the proofreading mechanisms that we can have. So my background is very broad in those terms. I have to pass a lot of difficult subjects for many people. For me, it was always curiosity and interest about knowing how amazing the body can be and how it cannot be even in our imagination to understand what is happening inside of us. And mainly, all of those things sent me to the direction of understanding what is happening when we create an imbalance in our bodies, which for me, that would be the definition of a disease, creating an imbalance, creating something that is having disruption of your equilibrium, and that is going to lead you to your body adjusting the system trying to give you as much as possible the help that you need. But if not, it's going to let you know with symptoms and small messages that we don't usually listen to.
Sometimes they're not that small. Sometimes they're very big messages.
Yeah, of course. And that's the first steps of the disease. When we don't listen to the small messages and the subtle things that happen, that's when they are raising the voice until you pay attention. No.
So you help people heal.
Yeah, that's my main job now.
You know, when I was first diagnosed, I did not want external help. I wanted to heal alone. I don't know if you come by these situations, but there is a specific stage in healing when people try to do it by themselves, like it's a trophy or a medal that you get and you do it alone. And I learned that you never healed alone. It took me years to actually realize it and accept help as an separate part of my healing journey. And you're one of those people that when people are on a healing journey, they come to you and they say, I need help. How do you help clients on their healing journeys, people on their healing journeys?
Well, I'm not a medical doctor, so I don't prescribe anything. What I do with people is that I listen to them. I try to, as much as possible, take out the layout of their lives, how they live, what is their lifestyle, how do they sleep, at what time, what do they eat, if they have family, if they have friends. I mean, I try to go as deep as possible in terms of the interactions that I divided into 5 pillars. So first is the nutrition. First, I have to know what they eat, and I ask them a diary of food of 3 or 5 days, depending on if it's repetitive. I just need 3 days to know what they eat and how they eat, and the time is very important. Then I ask them also if they do exercise or anything that is moving, not just climbing the stairs for their jobs or something like that.
But that counts too, but it's not the main thing. Yeah,
it counts, but it doesn't really make a difference, no? And the time that they sleep, and also if they are, what kind of activities do they do in the morning or in the afternoon? Because by that I can know the metabolism, how is disrupted or not, by knowing the sleep schedules, by knowing if they are morning or owls or night owls, and also knowing if they are forcing themselves to be analytical when their mind in their clocks, in their internal clocks, all these little clocks that we have inside, all these schedules that we should pay attention for, and I know what they are doing. And in terms of the emotions, it's very important to know if they are happy at their jobs, if they are happy with the relationship that they are having, or they have problems, because that affects also the other 2 layers. They cannot sleep well if they are stressed all the time. They cannot sleep well if they have problems with their partners or their children. And then I move on to the part of meditation or consciousness. So I just ask if they have time for themselves, if they sometimes have a journal, or if they are more advanced and they meditate or do something to relax themselves. Even if they don't know that is meditation, maybe they just take a walk at night to relax, and that counts as a meditation or as a time for themselves. And finally, I just ask about the finance aspect, about the economy. if it's stressful or if it's okay. And that's what I do. I try to analyze the layers of that. From there, we, depending on the client, if they ask for a specific type of program, I design something for them that is individual. If it is one of my programs, it is designed for beginners, intermediate, and advanced people that have knowledge or they practice some of these things to improve their lives.
What do you do when you have resistance? Because that's inevitable. Some people will resist you.
Yeah.
You come and you change their lives. You just come and you say, let's you're an open book now. Let's see what's wrong so we can fix it together. Wrong. It's not really wrong. It's just like, let's get you out of this situation. So what do you do when there's resistance? Because there has to be.
Yeah, there is always. There is
always. Okay.
Yeah, there is always resistance at some point, even though they take the decision. That is, of course, very important to take their healing into their responsibility, because the first thing that I also do is that I am very clear that I am a guide. I will give them tools, but most of the work is going to come from them, because they are adults and I cannot be behind them, because it doesn't work like that. I have proved in my life and with people that when you are always pushing someone through that resistance, they just quit, or they do the things, but they don't integrate them into their routines. That's what they do with most of the specialists. They go to with the psychologist when they are with that person or that specialist. They do the work because the person is asking for the work. And then when they quit the psychology, they don't know what to do still, because they leave the responsibility on those schedules with that person. And the same with the nutritionist, and the same with any kind of person that they go for help. So my program is more based on taking that resistance and mold it into something to give them fuel to go out from that state. So I mainly, the first thing is knowing their beliefs, their limiting beliefs, because that's where it's all about.
Okay, I really want to ask you, sometimes when someone is resisting you, you can't really tell him the honest truth because he's resisting. So he's resisting what you say or the outcome or whatever it is. So I wanna take this opportunity and say, what can you not always say about people's healing? It's not just healing the body, it's healing the belief systems as well. So what is important for you to say to patients and people right now that are on a healing journey that you might not say any other way or any other day because you don't have that resistance right now?
What I usually recommend is that they try to question themselves. What are they feeling? What are they feeling in the moment of the resistance, and just put it in paper as transparent, as crude that it sounds. They should write whatever it is in their mind, even if it sounds really victimized or like attacking themselves. Whatever it is, it has to go out, because that's what for me and for many of the clients, when they put things in paper, it's like you are not yourself anymore. You become someone else that is above, and the thing that you have in your mind goes below. So that helps you to detach a good quantity of emotional load, no?
That's amazing. You know, there's good resistance and bad resistance. When it's bad resistance, we don't feel at home with what's going on right now. So I don't know if it's really negative or bad. It's just like not right for us.
Yeah.
And when there's another type of resistance, we think of them as the same types of resistance. So we see resistance and we freak out.
Yeah.
And the truth is that I always, when I have resistance in life, I look at it and I say, what's going on? What am I resisting? Who am I resisting? And when I started Ease of Mind, I was talking to my therapist about it. And I realized that a part of my healing was exposing myself and showing to the world who I was and what I thought about. And actually, what I do is I expose my healing journey. And I still have some resistance to it, not gonna lie. But that was the type of good resistance. It was good resistance because I realized that it's stopping my healing journey. I can hang out there for a while because it is allowed to, like, I'm gonna just step back, look at it, and see if it's really like the positive kind of resistance that I should engage with later. And it doesn't always feel good. Let's be honest, resistance and doing, it doesn't always feel good. But it is helpful for the healing journey to heal other parts than just the body. Because when we think about a healing journey, we think of a specific organ that needs to be fixed all the time, and that's not it. It's the whole being. It's a mind, body, soul, and that's what you do also with your patients. You go to all aspects of life and actually address them. So that's amazing.
Yeah. It is challenging for them many times because it's too much. It seems like it's too much. But I try to go easy in terms of we are not rushing. I am not the type of specialist or coach, whatever the label you want to give me. I really don't care about that. I just care about helping people to go through that journey. And I just tell them that we are not rushing, that I'm not going to change them in one weekend. And this is not a challenge that I created to heal people in just 3 steps and that's it. I will do magic with you. It is creating the habit and it is integrating new beliefs, and that's not easy, and it's going to require an effort, and it's going to be a daily dosage that can be very small for many people and they can even laugh at that, but that doesn't even matter at all also, because it is the vulnerability or the resistance of sharing with what they want and sharing the pieces that they want to share. No.
Yeah, you know, for years I craved that magical healing overnight thing that you just talked about. I think most people think that healing doesn't take a lot of time, because if I change my mindset now, so the body needs to catch up now, and let's do it quick because I need to go back to my life.
Yeah.
So what is the importance of belief system in healing journeys? How important is it?
It's, I would say that it's more than 80% of the journey. That's what I would say, because if you have beliefs or thoughts or patterns or examples that are very toxic and you are very attached to them, you can fake the healing process because you are trying to do the things against your beliefs. But once you get out of this program, let's say that they enroll in something, they will go back to the way they were because the beliefs are still there. So if you don't make a cleaning and detox process of those beliefs, they are going to still be there. And of course, no one, I don't think that anyone can be able to completely get out all of the beliefs and put them back clean. I don't think that also, you always have sometimes those type of thoughts, but they really come down to just noise that sometimes is just, oh, there is that voice again that is telling me that I'm not going to do it, or that I'm not, or I fail one day, whatever, no?
Yeah, I agree. But it's 80%, you said, maybe a bit more than 80%. The 20% is crucial. I tried to heal by fixing only my thoughts, but if I didn't live according to my thoughts, so that made it like 100% fail for me. It made me sicker and sicker, and the 80% are crucial, but the 20 is also very crucial. It's like it
Yeah.
has to be a whole 100. Because I fooled myself a long time, and I believe that a lot of people do it too, because we think that if we fix the way we think, the way we believe, what we believe in, will be fixed. But the truth is that there's a reason why you work with people on belief systems, but also on what they eat and how they exercise, because
Yeah.
you cannot separate them, because we are still human creatures, and it's a part of being human. You're in a physical body, like, deal with it. The 20% has to be important enough to get the belief and live according to it. And I think that's the hard part, to live according to the beliefs, because it's easy to think that it's right for us, but to actually live like that could be a nightmare sometimes. I'm honest.
Yeah.
Could be like very hard.
Yeah, it is not also going to the other side of becoming obsessive about doing the things. And if you fail, or if you are tired, or whatever it is, you force yourself to the point that you are burnout, no, or overwhelmed with that, because that's a disease also.
Yeah.
So
that's very accurate. It's also a disease. Yeah, exactly.
and so what I try to do is to relax them, in terms of that we are not rushing or competing with anyone, because many times this kind of digital culture, since it began, we are in a rush of things. We want everything quick, we want everything instantaneous. As you mentioned before we started, people don't even have the patience to the spaces between talking and thinking.
Yeah.
Which
we need to cut out the breathing in our, yeah.
Everyone needs those spaces, because if not, you are just saying things that don't even matter, or they are not connected in a line of thought. But that's the situation with these kind of digital tools, that people get engaged into the races. And it is better to go slow but sure than going quick and fake.
Some people will have resistance to what you just said.
Yeah, a lot.
It's not socially acceptable to do things slowly. We know that. It's like, why are you taking your time? You have the do better, feel better people. I call them the do better, feel better people, because they keep telling you that you can be a better version of yourself. And that's exhausting. That's exhausting for me. Or only think positive. That's not human. It's not possible to only think positive things. It's not a part of the human experience. We have negative thoughts, but that's what makes us human. That's the disease that we need to go to and see why that makes us just uncomfortable.
And we just see them as negative because society has labeled them as negative. But in reality, they are just warning systems. I would say that they are just telling you, you are not feeling well, rest. You are not feeling well with that person. There's a type of energy that you are not going along with. Maybe it's yours, maybe it's his or her, but they are just things, that alarms that go up and they sound because something is not checking with you. No, that's
Yeah,
it.
you're not in alignment. Yeah. And we take them very seriously. We don't talk about them. We're
No,
being dishonest with ourselves. So it is important to say, if you don't feel well today, just say it. I don't feel well today, and I'm okay with it. It's a part of life. We're expected to be perfect, not only by society, but from ourselves. We want to see ourselves as perfect, and
yeah.
that, like,
I'm
super
in
high
a bad
standards.
mood. I'm in a bad mood. I'm tired. I am hungry.
Yeah.
Everything can be in interacting with the way you are reacting. No.
The magic of being human.
Yes.
Okay, David, I have a very important question for you. It's a core belief that a lot of people with diagnosed diseases have, mental, physical. Um, a lot of people that don't have diagnosed diseases also have it, but in like different subjects or areas of their lives.
Okay.
What does it mean to you that healing is believable?
What does it mean to me? Well, for me, the natural state of our bodies and most of the time our minds is to be in balance, to be in the state of being satisfied, being happy, being pleasant, being at peace. That's the natural state. But with all the things that we have in our lives, that is the environment, is the people, is the job, the everything, of course that balance is going to be challenged. So for me, it's just trying to see where the air is coming. I would say no. How do you feel the air? If the air is coming from this way and this way means your financial situation, just try to see that that is the thing that is bothering you most and is draining most of your energy. If it comes from this way, maybe it's emotional and it's something that you live with in your childhood, or is something that the person that you are with is making noise and something there. And you have to talk and you have to communicate the things. That's also, and is what you said before, we are not very good communicators because many times we want people to guess what we are feeling or how we are feeling, and we are afraid of rejection. No.
I'm not sure we always know what we're feeling. It takes time to figure
Well,
that
yes,
out.
of
Yeah.
course.
It would
Also,
be easier if you would know how I feel before I feel it. It would be very convenient for me,
yeah,
but impossible probably. So I think that we agree on our vision of healing, because for me, for many years, when healing was believable or possible, it looked the same way. It never changed. And when you look at it, you say, maybe this time, I call it to feel at home with yourself. I
yes,
think, yeah. So you say, maybe this is bothering you, let's check it out. This is calling you, let's check it out. So I think that the definition of healing for some people never changes. They want the perfect life, still the perfection that we talked about. The perfect emotions not going out of balance. And I think it's a lie that we tell ourselves in a way, because we really want that to happen, and that's okay. But we really want it. We want that perfection in every aspect of our lives. But yeah, it's great to see that we look this, like, we're kind of different, but we look at it the same way. Healing is never constant. For
no,
me today, healing was just surviving today because I wasn't feeling well. So I went to sleep, woke up at 4 p.m., and that's healing for me today. But tomorrow, I'm going to have a different definition for that. And last week, I had a different definition for that, because being human is not always the same. you can't be the same all the time. And healing, the definition of healing needs to change when we heal.
Yeah, exactly. It is life. It is life that goes like this, and you have your ups and downs, even between the day, even between some hour. You can experience at some piece of the hour some minutes of anxiety, or some minutes of anger, or some minutes of desperation, and they are just thoughts. They are just thoughts that they are there, that you don't have to take them so seriously, because you engage with them and you make a rumination cycle, and then it's not an hour or it's not a minute, it's
It's
the
a
whole day.
lifetime.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's the whole day. So
What is the difference that you see between healing journeys of people who believe that they can heal, or who believe that they deserve better, and the ones that don't?
oh, it is completely different. When a person comes to me and they engage in the any program, if even if it's a specific or the one that I already have for them, I can recognize in just a week if they are really committed to what they are doing, and if they are really convinced, because I see them in their eyes first. That's something that I really notice of them, how they change. And I see them in not making excuses about anything. They just tell me that they are enjoying the things, that they are seeing changes, and they engage with me in a different way, because they send me the breakthroughs that they have. The other people that have a lot of resistance, they don't, I don't know about them in probably 3 or 4 days, and in the 4th day or 5th day, they come to me with excuses. I haven't been able to do this, or I haven't done this, or I haven't started anything, no? And I just know that they are going to take more time, but they are going to get in the lane.
Get in the lane. So belief system is really what makes the difference. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. If you are really convinced with you that you want to heal, you demonstrate that in whatever help you require. Also, I believe that people that are convinced about that and they go to the specialist, even if it's not me, it's any other specialist, they take seriously what they are doing, and they don't just go and in that time do the things. They try to take something from the sessions and extrapolate that to their lives. No?
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
It connects to the healing is life that we said before, that it's not, I don't like to say a way of life, but in a way we heal as humans like forever. It doesn't matter if we have a disease or not. So that's beautiful.
Thanks. I think that it's just like when students go to take a class, and you know who are the students that they are just there because of the paper, because they just want to be named with a major of whatever it is, and you know who are the students that really want to learn, and they take the information and they integrate and they look more or question you more.
That's amazing. I never thought about it like that. So healing is a school of life. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think and you have to have a student mindset always, because
Yeah,
every day you have a lesson. Whether you
that's
want
true.
it or not, you will have a lesson.
Yeah, they'll come. You can resist it. You can
Yes,
try. It's
you
not
can.
going to work. It's going to be harder. Yeah, I agree. Great.
Okay, so this is just the power of knowing how we heal, how we reflect I think the most powerful thing that we do when we are in this healing journey is reflecting, is taking time to pause, taking time to witness our lives and see if we like them or not. And if we don't like something from what we are feeling or having in reflection of our lives, that's it. We have to change something. That's the point, that we have to change. You know?
Totally agree, 100%. Definitely yes. So
Okay.
yes for me.
Thank you, everyone, for being here in this episode and paying attention. If you like the episode, if you reflected and resonated with it, help us to share the information and connect with us with questions. We'll see each other in our next time. Bye.
Bye.